Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here of Banish the Doubt. I am George McNamara, and in this episode, I want to talk about exiting the noise. You see, the majority of us, myself included, we live our days day to day with this perceived noise, right? But to truly change, to truly get a grasp on who we are at our core, the I am that we are, to truly get to truly grasp the connection that we are connected to it, source energy, God consciousness, universal consciousness, whatever it is you want to call it. To truly be one with that, be connected to that, we have to be no body, no time, nowhere, no place, no one, no thing. Like I said, no time. You have to go beyond our environment, go beyond our identity, which is the ego, go beyond all that. And we can go beyond all that. We enter into the present moment. And the bridge that gets us from a somebody in this time, in this place, in this identity, in this environment, this ego, the bridge that takes us from there to the present moment is silence. Silence is that bridge. Gratitude is the glue that holds us there. You see, because the I am, who you are, who I am, who we all are at our core is nothing but love. But it's love for oneself. It's removing this lens that we look at this life through. Because, as I've mentioned previously in previous videos, there is nothing outside. Your reality is what you make of it by your and mine connection to our ego, the connection to our identity, the connection to our environment, our bodies, the place where we live, the environment, the people, all of that we identify with anything material. This is why when Jesus said in the Bible, cast, throw away your net, your connection to your body, your connection to anything material, the clothes you wear, all of that. Cast your net, let go. And that's when all the abundance comes. The abundance is in that love, is in that feeling of the wealth, of abundance, of prosperity, of love for oneself, and acceptance of oneself. I watched a recent, some of you may have seen it online here, a recent interview with a gentleman, Robert, I forget how you say his last name, from Shark Tank, and how he talked about 10 years ago, at that point in his life, he was on Shark Tank. He was actually one of the founding members of Shark Tank. Little did I know, watching the program, that he was contemplating ending his whole life. Now you would look and say, right? You would think, wait a minute, him? One of those guys, sharks? They have everything. Material. I mean, these jets that he owned, multiple jets, homes all over the world, cars, more cars than some people have socks. You know what I'm saying? And I mean individual socks, not pairs. You see what I'm saying? But it's all material. It's all the ego. If this is why in the Bible, Jesus says in the Bible says, the faith of a mustard seed can move a mountain. Now, it's not a literal mountain. Metaphysically, it's referring to the doubt. The faith of a mustard seed can move the doubt, to move the feeling of lack, feelings of lack within inside of you. That's the ego. That's the identity. When you practice at removing this and you practice at being present, you realize I am fine. I am perfect the way I am. Everything else is a program. I have been programmed to think this way by society, by my family, by the enculturation of my culture. That's not my culture, but it's the culture. It's just culture. It's not mine. This sweatshirt I wear says Notre Dame, but it's a sweatshirt. I have no affiliation with or identity with or feeling as any type of worth or what have you by wearing it. I mean, I like the university, I like the football team, but I'm not connected to. Whereas if I somehow feel less than or upset if they lose a game, there are a couple of some young guys playing a game. They're very good at this, very talented at this sport called football. You see, this is how we want to look at our life, from a detached place. And I understand it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but be able to detach yourself from looking at your boss as someone higher up than you, as having some sort of power or influence over you. You are on the same plane. You are both human beings, spiritual beings, having this human existence here on this place we call Earth. Okay? So I want to read something that I saw recently. And see this here. In fact, actually, I wrote it down here. Let me show you. You folks can read this. You folks can read along. The future is a concept. The future is a concept. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be, because time is always now. It's always now. That's one of the things we discover when we stop talking to ourselves and stop thinking. We find there's only one present and only one eternal now. By Alan Watts. So this is something to refer to. This is something to remind yourself of. I know myself, I've done it, I do it many, many times. Still, there's only now. It is now, what's the old saying? It's now o'clock. There is no time. It's a human concept, a construct. It gets us from point A to point B. There's only ever right now. And the thinking part of it is there is no thinking. I am. I am that I am. Whatever it is that you have a desire for in your life, understand it's happening right now. There is a image of that taking place right now. Be it a certain person, a relationship you want to be in. Now, a side note on a relationship, what I've come to discover is the relationship, greatest and most substantive relationship you will ever have in your life is with you. You see, because once you understand this, once you have this understanding and this love for yourself, not from an ego standpoint, not a materialistic love or a vanity type of love, a knowing that I am enough, I am deserving, I am worthy of everything that's great in this life. I am, just by my presence, I am enough. And I am comfortable with who I am. I am that I am. Once you grasp that and understand that and really love that, then that equal appears. They're there right now. They will suddenly appear. This is why we can say things like, I feel like I've met you before, or I I feel like I've known you. We do because that's they are us and we are them. Equally as true as anybody who is feeling the opposite. There is an equal out there. And right, we can see, we've heard of, we've been witness to these combustible relationships because like attracts like. So the same thing with money. We don't see oftentimes, and I've been guilty of this myself over the years. We think about, oh, I wish I had, or this much money, whatever it may be, a salary raise, or just whatever it may be. And then we look at our bank account and we're like, oh, right? Some of you may be shaking your heads right now saying, yeah, I'm doing that now. But now we understand it's now. And now we don't see anything other than abundance, wealth, prosperity. We don't look at, we can look at a bank account, but we don't see it as it is. We see it the way we see it. We don't look at a relationship and see it as it is. We see it the way we see it for ourselves. We don't look at a job and see it as a job, a just over broke. That's the acronym for job. We see it as we see it, as a stepping stone, as I am. We romance, okay? Romance walking into your boss's office and giving them your notice that you're now leaving because you no longer require to trade your time for them to give you this money, not pay you. See, this is part of the programming that we make money, that we go to work and somebody else pays us. It is the mindset. It's never what they think I am worth. It's what I think I am worth. And then they then reciprocate that to us by saying, here, this is your salary. This is we're paying you per hour. This is what you say you're worth. It's never them. It's what you're saying you're worth. Okay? Health. We say things like, well, I really want to be healthy, and then we reach for the sugary donut. It's now. Right now, I am perfect health. I see myself as vibrant, as perfect. I see myself doing the things right now as a person who is perfectly healthy does. I am driving the vehicle that I want in my life. I see it. I have it now. My hands are on the steering wheel. I'm looking at the dashboard. It is the dashboard, the steering wheel. It is the internal, the inside is this leather seats, whatever it may be. Now, I am driving that car now. This is what Alan Watts was talking about. Okay, so now the quantum field. Let me see if I can if we can adjust this a little bit. Here we go. The quantum field doesn't respond to what we want. It only responds to who we are being right now. It doesn't respond to what we want. It responds to who you say you are in this now moment. So that's what I'm saying. We have this like collision course or this, you just stay, you don't move anywhere when you're saying, oh, I wish I had, or I'm a millionaire, or I'm, a six-figure person. My bank account is, I can't make the payments this month, or God, I only have this much money. That's where we have this collision course. And there's we just stay as a wave in that we don't go anywhere. And this is why we'll end up saying things like, I don't know, I keep saying these affirmations, but nothing's changing. As we say that, in that now moment, that's who we're being. But we We say it. This is who I am now. I see it. And I am aligned to whatever is materially in my world at this moment. I am changing the lens on how I see my life. I am removing the one lens that sees lack, and I am putting the lens that only sees abundance. And I trust in that. I am casting my net. And what Jesus said in the Bible, cast your net to the right, to that higher mindset, the spiritual mind, the higher consciousness. And I let go of, or I just allow the consciousness, the analytical mind, the consciousness, allow it to be there. You see, because once we start to analyze, that's when everything just stays status quo. But that's the ego. The ego wants to analyze. So what we want to do is, like when Jesus was walking on water and he says to Peter, right? He says, don't take your eyes off me. To Peter, he says, don't take your eyes off me. He didn't mean me as in Jesus. He meant me as in the I am. Don't take your eyes off of me. Look at me. Look at me. Stay, don't look, because you look away, you look down. That's when what? When Peter goes in the water. Because he took his eyes off of who we truly are. And when we do this, this is how we remove the noise and we're able to stay present in that beautiful, quiet, peaceful now moment. This is how we remove the noise. We stay in that moment. We trust in that, keeping your eyes on me. Keep them on me. Keep them on me. Yes, I trust in that. That is how we do it. And once we do that, we practice this, and we live in this zone, this area, the present moment. We draw the quantum field. We draw that to us. We draw that image to us. We know this because if you look outside right now, I don't mean physically look out your window, looking outside of who you are, look around at everybody in your life. They are all there because you have attracted them. In all the situations in your life, you have attracted each and every one of those, each and every circumstance in your life because of who you are saying you are in this moment. This is how you remove the noise and able to stay in the moment, in that beautiful, peaceful, present moment right now. Thank you.